Hey guys, my name is Victor Isibo, your money guy. You're welcome back to my classroom. If you want to level up your personal finance and you want to make more money and stay safe online, this is the channel you should be on. And if you are taking your money seriously, you must have come across the 50-30-20 rule, okay? That, some financial experts say it will help you to balance your finances. All right. And I have a problem with this rule. And before the end of the video, I'm going to convince you that there's a problem with this rule. And I'm going to suggest to you a better way to handle your finances so that you will have a balance. Now, the 50-30 rule, okay, is they saying 50% of your money should go for your needs. This is the traditional 50-30-20 rule, that 50% of your money should go for your needs. Now, 30% of your money should go for your wants. And I say 20% of your money should go for your savings. This is what this rule says. All right. Now, I have a problem with this rule. First of all, first problem I have is 50% going for needs. This is going to cause a whole lot of confusion because a lot of people cannot really even differentiate between their needs and their wants. They can't. So following this rule, they are confused. Why a lot of people, they know the difference between their needs and their wants? Because their want is a habitual thing, they will want to turn it into a need because it is habitual. Now, I drink alcohol. Then, because it's a habit, I start telling myself, I need. You see the way they are pushing that frivolity into a need. I need to drink alcohol. You see, some people will say, I'm a lonely person. I live alone in this city. I need to hang out with my friends every weekend. It's good for my sanity. They will push all the nonsense in their lives into this need. If normally their need is supposed to be maybe 30%, they will push it up to 50%. Okay? They will choke everything in that need. All their wants, they will take it to the need. Now, this rule is not clear-cut enough because there's going to be confusion regarding what needs are really. All right? Now, 30% wants. There are lots of people that are minimalists that, they don't even have, the 30% of their income is too much for their wants. 30% of their income is too much for their wants. But because the rule has said 30% is for your wants, it will make them to want to indulge themselves in lavish spending, extravagant things. All right? Now, 20% for savings, your savings has to be, up to like between 6 months to 1 year of your living expenses is what you should save. And that is what we call the emergency fund. So your emergency fund is 6 months to 1 year of living expenses saved. That's what the savings should be about. Now, I always tell people to be careful with savings because savings make you poor. Savings make you poor. If you understand what inflation is, you should go ahead and watch the rest of my videos that talk about inflation. When you're saving money, for instance, you start with $100. Every country in the world has a yearly inflation rate, the rate at which your money loses its purchasing powers. For Nigeria is over 30%. That means that in a year's time in Nigeria, this $100 would be worth $70 continually. And the rate of inflation also informs the kind of investment we are making. If the inflation rate in your country, for instance, is 30% annually, if you go and invest your money in a business that brings 10% annually, you are making a loss. You are making a loss of 20%. You are losing your money by 20%. If you invest your money in a business that gives 10% growth and the inflation rate in your country is 30% yearly, you are still losing 20% of your money. Okay? So the investment opportunities you should go for, they are investments that pay something that is more than the prevalent inflation rate in your country on per annum basis. But that's not why we are here. Now, I've shown you the flaws of the 50-30-20 rule, okay? The traditional 50-30-20 rule. Now, I'm going to give you my suggestion that I think is better and has worked for me because it gives me more clarity and I'm able to plan my money better. Now, instead of labeling it 50-30 and assigning them based on wants and needs, I think this is better for me. It gives me more clarity. 50% spending, 30% invests, okay, 20% savings. Remember, the first one, 50% was needs, 30% was wants, 20% was savings. This one is clearer. Once you get your pay, you are not allowed to spend more than 50%. It doesn't matter what you are spending for, whether it is need, whether it is want. Since there's confusion as regards what needs and wants are, I'm leaving those terminologies and I'm telling you, do not spend above 50% of your money on a monthly basis. Do not. Then 30% is for you to invest, because the only way you can grow your wealth is by investing. You see, the traditional 50-30-20 rule talks nothing about investment. It only talks about needs, wants, and savings. Now, to grow your money, because the goal is to thrive. The goal is to thrive, not survive. The traditional 50-30-20 rule teaches you to survive, but it is better to thrive. All right? So, invest 30% of your income. Then 20%, the goal is for you to be able to save up to 1 year of living expenses. So these savings, the purpose of these savings is to be like your emergency fund. Save up 1 year of your living expenses. Now, if you have saved up 1 year of your living expenses, then I'm going to collapse this 20. All right? I'm going to collapse it. I'm going to remove it. Then I will turn this invest to now 50%. After you have saved up 1 year of your living expenses, then everything should be going to investment. All right. Now, in everything you do with these rules, automation is important. So the moment that money hits your account on a monthly basis, you should automate your investments, whether you're going into stocks, bonds, treasury bills, S&P 500s, automate it. The moment it comes, just do it. All right. If it is savings also, the moment that money comes, send it to your high yield savings account automatically, like the likes of Piggyvest and the rest of them. Okay, because we always try to, we want to save what is left after spending. While in the real sense, what we should be doing is to spend what is left after savings. So after savings and investment, you can spend what is left. But if you have allocated your portfolio, automate these things, because to avoid temptation. Okay, right? So now This particular rule that I just wrote, the 50, 30, 20, as explained earlier, okay? Now this rule, this first one now that I just analyzed is for a bachelor, okay? You're single, you do not have mouths to feed, follow this rule, okay? Because a lot of people will argue that, oh, I have responsibilities, I have 3 kids, I have a full-time housewife, I cannot follow this particular rule. My spending is most times more than 50% of my income. So if you are married, you have responsibility, you have mouths to feed, then you can adopt the 75, 15, 10 rule. Okay? So you can change it to, okay, 75 for spending, 15 you invest, 15% you invest, then 10% you save. Okay, so you see that your spending has been increased to 75% to cater for the extra mouths that you have to feed. So irrespective of your income or your liabilities or your responsibilities, you should be able to save. So if you earn $100 and you cannot save or invest because you earn $100 a month, trust me, if you earned $100,000 a month, you would still struggle to save and invest. It's all in your head. It's all about your mindset. It's all about your lifestyle. It's all about your approach to doing things. Okay? So when you have discipline, you will be able to survive, save, invest at the same time. Like I told you earlier in my explanation, this savings, the target is for you to save up 1 year of living expenses, after which add what you were saving to what you were investing already. Now, the purpose of the emergency fund that talks about having 1 year of living expenses, okay? Let's talk briefly about emergency fund while I round up. Emergency fund. Okay? 6 months to 1 year of living expenses saved. You don't touch it. Now, the purpose of this is that that's your source of income. If you were to get fired, if you were to temporarily be unable to work, maybe because of illness or an accident or whatever, you should not begin to suffer immediately. If you have saved up to 1 year of your living expenses, this particular emergency fund allows you to be able to live your normal life for up to 1 year while you are looking for another job or while you are recovering from that condition for you to be able to start working again. Emergency fund will make sure that you don't lose your job today and tomorrow you are already begging. You don't lose your job today, next month you cannot feed anymore. So when you know what is going to cost you, okay, to pay your rent, fuel your car, put food on your table for 1 year, you have saved it while you have money. By the time you no longer have an income, you will be okay for a year. Okay, so that's what emergency fund is all about. So personal finance is something that we keep learning every day and we keep sharing ideas. If you have other personal finance tips, you can put them in the comment section. And if you got value from this video, do not forget to subscribe and like this video. It encourages me to do more videos. And make sure you share this with any other person who is trying to upscale their financial literacy. Till I see you in the next one, I remain Victor Isibo. It is bye for now.